Okay, welcome to our call tonight. We're so excited to have everybody watching and tuning in. If you had a chance to check our pre-event information in the Facebook event we set up, then you probably already heard a little bit of my story, but just in case, I'll kind of give you the faster version here tonight. But before we do, my name's Kara Allen, and why we decided to have this call was because I know when I was starting Plexus, I was a little bit skeptical, maybe a lot skeptical, and I wanted to talk to real people who have real problems and were getting real results. So let me real quick. So anyway, when I did, or when I first heard about Plexus, it was 2 years before I ever looked at it. And I wouldn't look at it because I thought it was just one of those quick fix weight loss things. I didn't believe in those things. I still don't. I think exercise and eating right are key. Those are important. So is sleep. And now I'm a big believer in proper supplementation. But I wouldn't look at it for 2 years. And the only reason why I did is I went out to go visit my sister in Minnesota. She had just moved there and she was a little bit homesick. And so I went out to surprise her. She didn't know I was coming. And if you know my sister at all, she has struggled with depression and been on antidepressants since she was an early teen. And they helped, but they also made it really hard to be awake all the time. She was sleepy a lot of the time. And she, gonna mute. Here you go. And she just kind of struggled with having that energy. And then she also loved her soda. She loved Coke. I remember being in college and she would wake up in the middle of the night. She'd turn over, take a warm swig of Coke and go back to bed. She had Coke everywhere. Well, I went out to visit her and I could not find any Coke in her house. And she was up, she was alert, she was energetic, she was happy, she was fit, she wanted to go out and stuff. And so finally I said, what are you doing? You're completely different. Said, I'm doing Plexus. Have you heard it? And I said, oh, yes, I have. None of that, please. I don't need that. And I didn't look at it for 3 more weeks, but she had really got me curious. And the reason was, is because I had gotten my labs back from a hormone doctor. I'd gone to see her because I felt like trash. I had a month-long period and all the PMS and mood swings that came with that. I was momzilla all the time. And so my labs came back normal, low, but normal. And the hormone doctor was like, I don't know what to do, like to be normal and feeling great. And you're young, so I don't really want to put you on hormone therapy. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to try Plexus first. It probably won't work. So in 3 weeks, I'll be back and I will do your hormones. Well, my period was normal. And in 7 months, my period was free, like when I was a teenager. At 14 months, I was able to get pregnant. And that had been my wish. I really wanted another baby with a month-long period. That's pretty much impossible. So we were ecstatic to have that baby. And it was my best pregnancy out of all 4. I don't typically get sick. I swell up. I get feel stretched in my own skin, uncomfortable the whole time, achy, everything. But with that pregnancy, I didn't swell. I didn't get puffy. I was able to exercise till the end and jump in and out of bed. And I had my C-section, my scheduled C-section, and I got my kinkles as normal. They usually go away. They took 2 days. So to say I'm a lifer is an understatement. Plexus really gave me back along the way. I got better. I started sleeping like a husband and I quit craving sugar. So that's kind of my story in a nutshell. What really helped me though was that I spun the triplex in the X Factor. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the triplex really quick, just a little bit of the nitty gritty. I promise I won't make you go to sleep. All right. But the triplex is 3 products. So it consists of what we call our pink drink. It's called Slim. I really wish it was called Balance. Okay. And then it has our 2 products, which are called BioCleanse and Probio. So the pink drink, its main ingredient is chromium, and chromium balances your insulin, which is your MAG hormone. So if you can balance your insulin, whether you're diabetic or not, if you can balance your insulin better, then you're going to have better hormone control. It has a trickle-down effect onto all hormones. So pretty soon your adrenals start to repair. You have more energy. You fall faster. You wake up more rested. You're not storing cortisol all night long and pumping on pounds. So this is what this little guy does. He's a hormone balancer through your blood sugar. All right, so then these products, the BioCleanse and the ProBio 5, they are gut products. The ProBio 5 is actually 3 products in one. It's got the probiotics, but it's also got digestive enzymes and an antifungal. So it basically goes through and it helps you to digest your food, collects all the bad junk in a garbage can, and then the BioCleanse comes along and it takes it out. And it's a real cleanse. It's not like one that's going to make you really worried you're going to be on the pot all day. Nothing like that. My kids all take it. Nobody's ever pooped their pants, I promise. But what it is a really absorbed, gentle form of magnesium. And your body needs magnesium for 7 processes. So not only is it going to help to get the junk out of you and detox you, but it's also going to help with headache, with painful cramps during your cycle. It's going to help with restless legs. It's going to help you sleep better. It's going to help you backwards. It's going to improve it in your skin. There's so many things that need magnesium. Most of us are deficient. So those 3 were are the triplex, and that started on as well as the X Factor. And Tennille's going to tell us a little bit about the X Factor in a little bit. But I just wanted to give you that little synopsis. I promise I wouldn't go too geeky out. So that's just a little bit of the nitty gritty for tonight. So I'm going to give you a chance now to become Miss Joey Watson. She's a sweet, sweet friend of mine. She's into healthiness and eating right and all that kind of thing. She still supplements. So I want a little bit from her. So Joey, take it away, friend.
Thanks, Kara. Will you let me know if I get choppy? Because I think my entire family's streaming right now. So am I good?
You got it. You're good now. Yep.
I know. I had to keep the kids busy somewhere. So like I said, I'm Joey Watson. I am a personal trainer by job, I guess. I just enjoy teaching people how to take charge of their nutrition and their bodies. And supplementation just felt like the next place for me to go. So when I got introduced to the products, my story was a little different in the sense that when I heard about the products, I wasn't looking for something for myself. I thought I was healthy. I was doing a lot of the right things. And I heard about the products and I instantly thought about people in my life that could benefit from them. People that were really struggling and looking for solutions. But I knew that if I brought the products to them without trying them first, that they would just kind of shake their head and be like, whatever. So I got a welcome pack, and at that time you could do a double triplex welcome pack. And I took one for myself, and I took one right over to my sister who suffered from anxiety extremely. And I said, hey, I don't really know much about the product, but here, start this with me. You're my accountability partner. Let's go. And then I went straight over to my mom's house, and I was like, hey, you're going to purchase this. You're going to help me pay for this product that I don't know if it's, for me, but it's for Jana. And you've suffered with chronic depression my entire life. It might help. Let's do this. So us 3 just kind of started taking the products together. And 2 weeks in, I was like, not really doing anything for me, but really hoping for it to do something for them. Well, someone was talking about naps, and I suddenly realized that I hadn't had my nap in 2 weeks. So rewind before Plexus. I'm a mom of 2. I have a high energy boy. He just requires a lot of energy. And I would fall asleep every day from 2 to 4. Now sometimes this was like cat naps wherever I could, or sometimes I'd be reading a book and my son would wake me up and say, hey, Mom, you fell asleep during the book again. I didn't realize that this was a struggle for me. I just knew I was tired, and I thought, gosh, I guess being a mom is just really mentally exhausting, and I just need to take that break. And I just really wasn't showing up for my family. So when I started experiencing that, having that constant energy, I really thought there's something to this, and I was really excited. The next thing I noticed is my brain became clear. So I've always struggled to feel smart, I guess, that, I've never could retain information really well. I've had to really put a lot of energy into trying to maintain and understand when I read things. And that was the second thing I noticed, is that my brain got clear. And I always got told that's just a mama thing. You're nursing, they suck you dry, you just get like brain fog and dumb, and you don't remember things. It's a pregnancy brain. And I'm here to tell you, it's just not true. Like I feel clear, I feel bright. And that was a really big bonus for me. I really feel like I started showing up for my family and for my children, being able to sustain the energy all day long to go play with them, to not try to make excuses to go take my cat naps, and to show up and to play all day with my kids has been wonderful, because as a stay-at-home mom, I really want to enjoy them. I've wanted a child, like children, my entire life, and I've wanted that opportunity to be a parent. And I was really disappointed in myself when I wasn't showing up for them mentally, physically, because I had no energy, and I was not very patient. So I found myself after my second baby being very high anxiety. I didn't realize I had anxiety until 3 months in using the products, and it was gone. I noticed I just was patient with my kids. I just had that edge taken off me where I could breathe, because serotonin and GABA are produced in our gut. So I was happier and I was calmer. So those little things that have always bugged me still bugged me, but I was able to stay calm with my child and not lose it. Because I was pretty disappointed in my parenting it, the last 2 years. So that's been really humbling and really good for me. My skin's cleared up. Like I was telling someone the other day, I have gotten one zit in the last 8 months, and it was so like, I was like, what's this? Because I haven't seen one. I used to get hormonal acne that would switch side to side on my neck constantly, and that is all regulated. I feel like I'm aging backwards. So this has kind of turned into an amazing thing for me. I didn't expect it to be a business. I didn't expect it to help me, and it has done wonders for me. I will pay whatever it is to show up for my family. I've become a better mom. I've become a better wife. My husband just started the Vital Biome, which is another probiotic that we carry. It has a few mood enhancing strains. And guys, I'm here to tell you, it just might be saving my marriage. Like, he is a totally different person. I am too. Like, I've kind of cleared up my side of the road, but he's super stressed. He's at work all the time. He comes home and he has nothing left to give to our family. And he's still experiencing that stress. He's still experiencing all those things. He comes home and he's just pleasant. His energy he brings into my home is different. And he's only been using that product for 3 weeks. And I'm just really excited that maybe this could really help him flourish in his life, that we can show up even better for our family. My mom no longer suffers from chronic depression. It's the first time I know her my entire life without being depressed and wanting to die. She had multiple suicide attempts growing up, and she is so happy. And she just went through a major accident, and it's amazing to see her demeanor and her attitude towards life of, I'm going to push through and I'm going to make this work, versus just giving up and being done. So I'm so grateful I found these products, and I'm grateful for the financial help that it brings to my family, because now it's turned organically into a business, because I choose to share, because I love helping others. I have a big heart, and if I have information to give to people that it will possibly help them, like, it may not help, it may not work for everybody, but for me, if you've tried a bunch of things, like, what's one more thing, right? Like, what if this is the thing that totally changes everything for you? Because it has for me. So thanks, Kara.
Thank you so much, Joey. I just love your story. I don't know why this is not switching. Can you guys see me? Okay, just wanted to make sure it's switching to the speakers. Anyway, love your story. So glad that it's helping your hubby too. Now they're exciting to hear. So, okay, we're gonna hear from Tanil next. She has a little bit of a different type of story. So we'll take a few minutes and just hear from Tanil.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tanil, and I've been with Plexus for about 4 years now, getting close to about 4 years. And I started purely for weight loss. I didn't think that anything else was wrong with me. Looking back now, I can see how wrong I was. I was exhausted all of the time. I napped every single day. When my daughter napped, I napped. When she didn't nap, she had to go to her room to be quiet so that I could nap. I was surviving on Dr. Pepper and sugar. It was the only way that I could make it to the end of the day. But I figured if I could just lose weight, everything would be fine. I just need to lose weight and I'll be fine. So when my friend posted how she'd lost 10 pounds, I was like, well, 10 pounds would be great. Like maybe a tenth of what I need to lose, but 10 pounds would be great. So I started, and the first thing that my family noticed was my mood. I went from cranky and irritable, depressed and, exhausted to the exact opposite. And my husband asked my daughter one day, how's mom doing lately? And she said, mom's a happy mommy now. And that was one of those, do you cry or laugh? Like, I didn't know how to respond to that because she was only, 3 at the time, but she could see that mom wasn't okay. Even though I thought it was totally normal, it's just a mom thing to be tired. It's normal. It's not normal. So I started Plexus, and at my year and a half mark, I went in to get a physical. I thought I'm just going to get a physical to see where I'm at because I was feeling better. Depression, anxiety was gone. So I felt like I could do more. Going to the gym was easier. I used to pay someone to watch my kid while I went to the gym, and I would end up napping in my car because I was so tired. I was like, nope, can't do it. Can't get out. Can't go into the gym. It's just too much. But I was ready to get back, ready to get going. And I went into the doctor, and I had energy and I felt good. And she said, well, let's do your lab work. Get a full physical. And then she called me and said, I need you to come back into the office. And then I'm always like, oh my gosh, I'm dying. So I go back into the office, and she goes, you have type 2 diabetes. I'd like to get you started on, and she lists all these things that she wanted me to start doing. And I was like, well, no. No. It took me a year to get used to the fact that I had a diagnosis of diabetes. And she said, you're probably really tired. You're probably craving sugar. And she listed all of these symptoms. And I said, I'm none of those things. I was a year and a half ago. I am none of those things. I'm not tired. I'm not depressed. I'm none of those things. And she goes, what are you on? She goes, I've never had a patient that didn't have any of those symptoms. What are you on? And so I told her a little bit about the products, and she was just blown away that I could have that diagnosis and still be functioning. And she said, whatever you're doing, keep doing. This is great. Keep going. And so to date, I've lost 65 pounds with the products, which over 4 years, people are like, what, 4 years? But, it took 30 years to get that much. So losing it in 4 is pretty good. And my blood sugar levels are good now because I was able to start exercising, and things just kind of happened. And I started taking the Ease, which is an anti-inflammatory, and that helps control things even more. And the X Factor Plus, which is our multivitamin, and it's fully methylated. So I'm actually getting the nutrients that I didn't know I was missing. So I can actually absorb them. And it's a total change of life for my family and I, from where I was thinking that I was just overweight to where I am now, being a functioning, active, relatively healthy, with a few medical issues, but no symptoms. And so I have a life that I can live now, and I will never be able to let go of these products or this company because it changed my life. And I just want to be able to share that with other people so that they can have the same experience that I did.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I just love that these products are so helpful for everybody, but also especially for diabetics. that need that extra blood sugar help. So I'm just so grateful for your story and for where you are. And 65 pounds, that's pretty amazing in 4 years. Most people are happy if they get 20 in a year, like, you know, like, and then they wait 5 more for the next. So I think that's amazing. Good on you. You look amazing. Okay. So last story tonight is going to be from my sweet friend Shannon, and she has a great story that I think is super relatable to. I love how relatable her story is. So I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hi guys, can you hear me? Let me know if you can't hear me.
Yep.
Okay. So I live in Missouri, and I've been on Plexus products for about 2.5 years now. And I started to address my regularity issues. I had a hysterectomy a few months before, and so my hormones were crazy. But because of the hysterectomy, there's some stuff shifted around in there and some prolapse going on. And with, so TMI guys, sorry, we talk about poop with Plexus. Anyway, I had chronic constipation my whole life, and I just thought it was normal. I thought this is just how my body is. Like, it didn't seem to matter how much oatmeal I ate or whole wheat bread or grains or anything. It never got any better. So I just thought that was normal for me. But then that became an issue after my hysterectomy, and the doctor was like, if you don't get this under control, you're going to have a surgery. And I thought, well, I don't want to do that. So anyway, a friend of mine had been telling me about Plexus, and I thought it was just a weight loss gimmick thing, like I know some other people have mentioned. So I was like, no. I know I need to eat better. I know I need to work out, you know. But then she told me months later, like after I'd already turned her down for like 6 months, then she told me they had probiotics. And I had been learning that probiotics may help me with my regularity. And I was really looking for which one was going to work, which one was going to be the best, which one should I try? You know, there's all these websites and they all say they're the only one that works and they're all the best. But I trusted my friend, so I said, okay, I'll try yours. And I was also hearing, you know, she was telling me, well, you'll sleep better and your sugar cravings will go away and all this stuff. And I thought, oh, I sleep fine. And I've tried going off sugar before and my cravings never went away like people say they will. So I was like, nothing works for me with my sugar cravings. So I'll just, you know, that's nice of you to think that they will, but it won't help. But if it gets me regular, that's what I care about. Within 24 hours, my sugar cravings were almost gone. Like, it was so amazing, and I didn't think anything would ever help me not crave sugar. So that was exciting. I was also not needing my naps. I can relate to Joey. Like, I looked forward to laying down with my little nephew that I watched, because on the days that I watched him, I got to take a good 2-hour nap. And I looked forward to that. But I was sleeping better, and I wasn't eating my naps, and my sugar cravings are going away. And within the first week, I was regular again. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this stuff is amazing. Now how am I going to figure out how to pay for it? And so that's where sharing comes in. And, you know, I told a few people that I thought would help, and they ordered, and I was able to make a little bit of extra income and help pay for it. But then I started noticing other health benefits. My whole life have had really bad allergies, seasonal allergies, pet allergies, just constant allergies my whole life, and also had asthma my whole life. So with the allergies, you know, that would make my breathing really bad, and I would wheeze and have to use inhalers, and I hated it. The inhaler would make me jittery, and I just hated it. But I started Plexus in February. So when allergy season rolled around that spring, my kids came in with runny noses and like, oh gosh, Mom, we need the allergy medicine and some Kleenex. And I felt nothing. I was like, oh my gosh, is it allergy season? What's going on? It was the first time in my life I felt no allergy symptoms. And I was just like, oh my gosh, is this Plexus? I had to get on and message my friends and like, does Plexus make allergies go away? What is going on? They said, yeah, because allergies are a symptom of inflammation. Your inflammation is going away. And I was like, this is like the most amazing thing ever. I can breathe. Like, I can breathe year round now. It's amazing to me. I haven't had to use my inhaler in the last 2.5 years. Let's see. My husband couldn't sleep because during the winter times I didn't breathe, but I mean, I would just go to sleep. But he said I would wheeze and stop breathing and it would freak him out. And so he didn't sleep very well at all because he was staying up all night worrying about me and turning me over or shaking me to make me breathe. And so he's happy he can sleep now. And I'm just generally healthier. I used to, because of my allergies, I used to get chronic sinus infections, and that would turn into bronchitis usually a few times a year. A few times that turned into pneumonia, which is not good. So I've only had one case of bronchitis in the last 2.5 years. So instead of 2 or 3 times every year, I've only had it once in the last almost 3 years. So I'm just in general healthier, and I work at a daycare, so I am covered in multiple germs constantly. And I used to be really susceptible to getting sick. If the kids were sick, I got sick. But I have not been getting sick. So I'm just really excited that overall I am much healthier. Excuse me. I feel better. I can breathe and I can poop. So that's all good. So that's pretty much my story.
I love it. Thank you, Shannon, so much for sharing that. Anybody that has had a problem with that knows that when you can poop, life changes. So yep, we talk poop at Plexus. And I just love your story, because I think there's so many people that are just chronically sick and we can't figure out why. So thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, we're going to wrap this up tonight because I know we said we'd keep you just 30 minutes. So if you talk to any one of us that have shared tonight, you will probably find that each one of us said, maybe for except Joey, but each one of us said that we did not want to do this for a business. We did not want to share. We just wanted to quietly take our products and feel better. And I know that the very first night, I just felt this pull on my heart. It's like, I got to share. I don't know why, but I got to share. So I made a Facebook post. And the next day, a long lost friend I haven't heard from for 10 years messaged me. I don't even know how she saw that Facebook post with the algorithms these days. But she messaged me and she just said, I need what you're doing. I've been looking for something. And so the more and more I started sharing my story, I realized we're all just walking around feeling awful and nobody's talking about it. We think it's normal that we're getting older and you just feel broken down. And like Joey said, that is not the case. You can feel amazing as you age and get older, and we can all attest to that. So Plexus does reward us really generously in our story. Instead of paying for marketing, they pay people that take their products and want to share. And so I think for each of us, it's become an accidental business of some size, depending on whatever we wanted to do with it. And so if you have been praying like 78% of other Americans every night go to bed for more income, then this might be your answer. It's something I was looking for to be my answer. But me and my husband are school teachers. Guys, we have 5 to 6 jobs together throughout a year. Just the life that we want to have, because teachers don't get paid very well. And adding Plexus in has been a huge blessing. We can go on trips, we can travel, we can take some time off, whatever it might need to be. We don't have to kind of feel like this lid on us waiting for everything to blow. So it's been a huge blessing to us that way too. Okay, we're going to wrap it up. If you have any questions, you can click on you'll see where it says chat. You might have to click on participants and then chat. But if you have any questions, feel free to type them in. We'll take questions for a few seconds. For a few minutes. I'm going to turn the recording off here in a sec. But if you have some questions and want to stay around and ask, we'll be here for you for a few minutes. I know though that one of the questions is always, how much does it cost, right? Well, what I recommend people starting with is our favorite pack, which is the variety pack, because it has such great products for health in it. It actually comes with 7 products. 2 of them are free. It's normally $50, but it's on sale today for $199 plus free shipping. So it's a really great deal to get started. You can talk to your sponsor that brought you to this call, and they might have an added special for you as a perk for coming to our call and taking the time to listen. I know I always tell people, I will be willing to give you 3 free sticks of Slim, but a lot of times people come and they're like, you know what, I'm just ready to get started. And so I am always happy to just roll that over to your discount on your first products. So talk to your sponsor that came. That might be an option for you. But again, if you have any questions, feel free to kind of type it into the chat or unmute yourself, and we can help you answer those. Thank you again so much for coming tonight. We've just loved that you took 30 minutes to be with us, and we hope this was beneficial and helped to explain the products and what they can do for you just a little bit. Thanks, guys.